I would tell anybody if you want to really get rid of the bullshit, this is literally the fastest way. Pay attention to what they do and not what they say. Because people are what they do, not what they say. You feel me? Dr. King was trying to embarrass or show the hypocrisy of America. The person who's paying child support is the only one who can file taxes for that child. What's good, family? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to Relationship Wise, or welcome to Relationships Wise if this is your first time here. I go by Terall if you new. And if you fan, what up? So this week's episode, we're talking about cutting out the BS in our lives and in our relationships, right? So recognizing that before, things get worse and things like that, right? Hopefully by the end of the episode, we earn your follow, or we earn your subscription. You feel me? Because we're trying to go to the channel, you know what I'm saying? And we got some more things in the works. Like I just created a Patreon that's gonna be coming soon. So I want to help build community, help us make some bread, you know what I'm saying? Really just help everybody become a better version of themselves, you know? All right. Look, so now to the BS, man. Let's learn to cut this shit off. You feel me? All right. So the first one, all right, is remember to communicate honestly, right? Communicate honestly, right? Speak your truth, even if it feels uncomfortable. Address issues directly instead of letting them fester, right? I ain't gonna hold y'all. Look, like I got a problem with this myself. You feel me? Like I feel like sometimes I'll let things slip and slide and I'll let things fester and not address them directly because I was raised in a household where every time I try to address things directly, they would be swatted away, they'd be pushed away, things like that. Feel me? So I just wanted to make sure, like, one of the things in a relationship that you want to do to avoid the bullshit is tell people, just be direct, be straight, be clear cut with things. As soon as things come up, just address them right then and there. Like, hey, don't talk to me like that. Hey, I wish we could speak about that in private. I don't like you bring that up in public. Da 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 da. Just addressing things directly as they happen, because it'll cut down on the foolishness. You feel me? So people can't really bullshit you. All right. The next one is avoid playing games. Now, look, I know the dating pool is full of shit right now. You feel me? I know a lot of people like playing games, right? And I get that there's even a level of, finesse and play when it comes to this relationship thing. But be straightforward about your feelings and your intentions, right? Believe it or not, as I told my homeboy Daily on like a couple pods ago, I said, whenever you start being straightforward with people, bro, all of the bullshit just it runs away from you. Because something about being direct and clearing your intentions, it helps people come up with their truth or their real feelings or the fake shit faster, and you'll be able to see it quicker. So you'll be able to make a better informed decision. Because let's be real, nobody wants to be on different type of timing with somebody else. If you serious, you don't want to be around nobody who playing, right? If you gonna play, you gonna play, or they gonna play too. Y'all already know what it is. That's different. But if you serious and they recognize your seriousness, and they're gonna be like, they're gonna either be afraid of it, and that's gonna help you make a quicker decision about, hold up, bro, I already see this red flag. I ain't finna let this BS fuck with me. So nah, we gonna dip. You know what I mean? Because we gotta be honest, bro. Like a lot of people, spend too much time in their relationships bullshitting, and some people literally will spend months and years of their own life with a person they ain't meant to be with because it's full of bullshit. You know what I mean? They're like, oh well, I just thought that at some point everything was gonna become serious. Nah, this your life. Start getting serious now if that's what the fuck you want. Stop playing. You feel me? Yeah, because niggas be playing it. I don't got time to play with nobody, right? So mind games only create unnecessary drama. Look at me. Okay. Look at me. If a person's always creating bullshit ass drama and you about something that's serious, run away from them. You already know, because again, if you're gonna be serious, if you're gonna be a real motherfucker, dog, you can't be around people that's gonna lie, that's gonna cheat, that's gonna be full of shit, that's always trying to make somebody else jealous. Like, nah, bro, that ain't for you. So listen, do what you gotta do, because it's not worth the mind games, right? So the next one is letting go of toxic people. right? Letting go of toxic people. Now I know, I get it. When we younger, toxic people is fun as fuck. They can be lit. You feel me? The girl who always who a freak, she toxic. You know for a fact that you never really gonna marry her, bro. I get why you're attached to her. I get it. She lit. She fun. You feel me? But on in the back of your mind, you know nothing serious can come from it. You feel me? You know, okay, cool. I get that she your favorite eater. Cool. I get it, bro. I get it. However, you feel me? Ain't nothing really gonna come of that relationship besides just getting ate. You feel me? So if you know that's the case, you gotta let that go, bruh. You feel me? Especially when you're looking for something serious, because that attachment is gonna hold you back. And listen, I know the same got to be true for women, bruh. Because look, you know, when somebody is taking your energy, that's low key about a disrespect. Like they low key trying you in a sense, right? It's fun. It's fun to be in it, but it can be disrespectful, right? Same thing with women though. Women, I feel like a lot of times women will be with a dude who they know ain't no good for him, but he fun as fuck to be around. He might be out here living fast, doing what he got. In these streets or whatever. And it's the toxicity is fun. I get it. You feel me? And let's be real. When you with a toxic person, whether you're a man or a woman, you don't have to be accountable for who you is. You could bullshit and oh, I could literally play the field and do whatever I want without any level of accountability. Nah, bro. But when you want a real relationship and you want to start that bullshit, you have to start holding yourself accountable, and you have to start holding the people around you accountable, right? But yeah. So if somebody is constantly draining your energy or disrespects you, you know you got to walk away. Because what you're doing is allowing, you're practicing self disrespect, right? You feel me? You're practicing disrespecting yourself. Let me say it that way. Like a lot of times we think, oh, because I'm just with this person for a period of time. Anything you start now becomes a habit. So even if you with this toxic person and all they doing is using your body, using your money, you know what I'm saying? When I see dudes on social media, they'll be with a girl and they'll be letting um they'll be taking this shorty out for whatever reason, and all he doing is paying for dates, but he don't really get no affection from her. Not even just sex, just like the girl really don't like him. Like you allowing yourself to be disrespected consistently, nah, bro, you got to walk away from that. Same thing with women. If a dude is just using you for sex and you know what it is, I think I want to sometimes say, oh well, women know, or women know should know, or women don't know better, but that's not really the case. I think a lot of women just fall in love with the fantasy of what that moment is. But it's like on the real, if you really, really, really search your soul, sis, you know what time it is. You know, dude just use you for coochie. You know. We know, I know, you know. Let's not play this game. So don't let nobody just use you and play with you like that. You feel me? It's time to walk away from that. You feel me? I get that sometimes there could be benefits that come with it, but go ahead and walk away. All right. So the next step, y'all, is stop making excuses for others. Stop making excuses for other people. If someone's actions don't align with their words, believe their behavior over their promises. Oh my gosh. One more time. I don't think they heard me. Stop making excuses for others. If someone's actions don't align with their words, fam, believe their behavior over their promises. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I got some childhood trauma around this. Like some people can't even come to me and tell me anything. Like I think one of my biggest flaws from my childhood trauma of believing people's words over their actions is that a lot of people feel like now when they talk to me, I don't listen to them. And it's true, I kind of don't. Like I don't pay attention to nothing you say. I pay attention to everything that you do. Because what you do is who you actually are, not what you say. You feel me? And that's extremely true when it comes to calling out bullshit, bro. Like if a person says X but does Y, how can you really trust them? How? If a person say I'm finna show up for you, but they constantly don't. If a person say they're gonna always be on time and they constantly ain't. If a person says they're gonna be upfront and honest with you and then they're indirect and they lie and they shady. What are you gonna believe? What they say or what they do? All right, okay, cool. Listen, because who about to believe foolishness? Not me. I can't do it. I only pay attention to what people do and not what they say. You know what I mean? So just my thoughts, bro. So look, I would tell anybody if you want to really get rid of the bullshit, this is literally the fastest way. Pay attention to what they do and not what they say. Because people are what they do, not what they say. You feel me? So, all right. Um, let's see. The next one is focus on focus on actions over words, right? Pay attention to what people do and not what they say. Because actions reveal true intentions. Action reveals true intentions. Action reveals true intentions. Stop playing. I did y'all with a Dr. Umar. 3P. Anyway, so again, even when it comes to you in that talking phase with a person, and when you in that talking phase, when they start talking about, I want to be this with you, and I want to be that with you, and you like, hold on, but they're saying everything. They whispering sweet nothings. They telling you everything they like about you, but they ain't really moving forward in a relationship. Ladies, I'm talking to you. Stop playing. Like they're telling you everything you want to hear, but they're not making actual plans for y'all future. Red flag. You got to call bullshit straight up and down. Like what? Don't let nobody game you for like literally more than a couple. I ain't gonna even say a couple weeks. I'm gonna just say pay attention to the game that's being ran on you as it's happening. Don't wait until shit becomes worse and you're like, oh, this person keep making these promises, or they spending the night talking about, oh yeah, you're gonna be my girlfriend, you my lady, but then there's no real title or no real motion. Nah, like let them know what it is. Like make sure that they set their intentions up front and then they follow through with that intention later on. You feel me? Because nah. You feel me? Dudes will slip and slide all through y'all life if you let them. You know what I'm saying? So don't do that. Don't let that happen to you. You feel me? Stand on business. Stand 10 toes down. You feel me? Same thing with the fellas. Like if Shorty is saying, yo, she wants to be real with you. She wants you to be the only one, but you could tell like she want to play the field. She feel like she could have different dudes all over the place. Nah, bro. Time to cut sis off. Tell her stop playing. You feel me? Because we ain't on that type of time no more, bro. We grown. You feel me? We grown. Stop playing. Another key, y'all, is taking accountability. Right? You gotta take accountability. I know we touched on it earlier, but I think it's important to put a pin in this. Right? Own up to your mistakes and your shortcomings instead of shifting blame. Relationships are a two-way street. Look, I ain't gonna hold you. You could kind of tell a lot, not kind of, you can tell a lot about a person's character with their level of accepting accountability. If a person can't accept accountability, you already know what kind of person they are. They either petty, broken, unhealed, or extremely traumatized, right? Which are synonyms for all of it. It's saying got everything. Like a lot of times people will hide their bad behavior with their trauma. And it's like, yeah, I'm not mad that you were traumatized in your past, but you can't bring that shit to me. Respectfully. Like I'll give an example. I remember one of my homeboys, he came to me a while back, a couple of years ago. And he was in a relationship with a girl, and he was saying, like, oh, shorty keep getting mad because I keep doing X and I reminds her of her ex. Right. I keep doing this action. It reminds her of her ex. And I'm like, okay, cool. I get that she's triggered, but the trigger, you can help her not be triggered, fair. But the trigger ain't really your fault. How can it be yours? She's the one who's triggered. Like, just because when her ex said he was going out to play basketball, he was actually fucking another shorty. If you actually going out to play basketball and this is something you fucking enjoy, she shouldn't be trying to make you feel bad for going to do this thing. That's her trauma. You feel me? Now, yes, help her feel comfortable. Hell, take her to the basketball court. Let her have your location. Cool. Do all the things. Cool. I ain't mad at none of that. But like, if you gonna stop enjoying your life because she traumatized, no. No, hell no. We don't stop our life to make everybody else feel comfortable. We address trauma, we address triggers, and we saw that shit together. You feel me? Because I'm not gonna be boxed into this life because you triggered. No, no. We solve triggers. You feel me? We get past triggers over here on this side. You feel me? Stop playing. Because ain't nobody finna be having a sus and a lame ass life because you triggered. No, we about growth and healing over here. Stop playing. Talking about no. We have to learn to take accountability for our shit, our mess, our fears. You feel me? And address that shit. Like tell people straight up and down. Like, look, I understand that this is your trigger. I understand that this is your trauma. I understand that you went through this and all that. Cool. I get it. That's fair. I'll do everything in my power to make you feel comfortable. But I need you not to compare me completely to your ex. Because I might not be exactly like him. Now, if you in a and another part of accountability is if you keep attracting the same type of person, if you keep attracting the same kind of person, fam, like what are we what we really doing? Then that's another level of accountability where you got to say to yourself, what type of person am I to keep attracting the same type of behavior in a person? And what part of you have you not addressed? Because again, you already know. Well, the heal people know all of your life lessons will keep repeating themselves until you solve it. And 90, almost 100% really of your life lessons are internal battles. They manifest through people, but it's not the person. The person is not the trigger. The trigger is internal. The person is not the trauma. They remind you of the trauma. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, man, tighten up. So listen, over here we grown, bro. We healed over here. We don't do that. Oh, I'm triggered and I'm traumatized. Deal with your trigger. Deal with your trauma. You feel me? Understand the difference between what somebody brings up in you and what they're actually doing. Right? That's real accountability. All right. So yeah, I think this goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Prioritize self-respect. Okay. I think that goes hand in hand with self-esteem. You know what I'm saying? You gotta build your self-esteem in order to have a sense of self-respect. They go hand in hand, right? Um, don't compromise your values, right? Or your self-worth to keep somebody in your life. It ain't worth it, bro. It ain't worth it. And because at the end of the day, you're gonna beat yourself up for all the things that you allow somebody to do to you. It's happened to me in the past. You feel me? I remember when I was dating one of my exes, I felt bad for doing something that was for her because I felt like our relationship wasn't wasn't even equally yoked, if you will. Like I felt like I was doing more. I felt like I was doing more than she was doing. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I was putting in a lot more effort and energy than she was. And eventually I felt like I started not to trust her and I started to resent her because I felt like I was always at like a 7, 8, or 9, and she was at like a 4 in terms of her effort level. You feel me? And because I felt like I was doing more than she was, it's like I'm not trusting you. And I'm not even gonna tell you to match energy, but you do gotta address it with her. You do gotta address it with your partner. You feel me? Because when you start doing things like that and you feeling disrespected and you again you tell yourself this is the treatment that I deserve if you allow it to become normal, if you allow it to become habit. So just be mindful, right? Always, always, always understand your value in a relationship. Okay. Never overestimate it too much. Never underestimate it too much. Understand your value in a relationship. Understand what you bring to the table. You feel me? So yeah, stop playing. Remember, invest your time and energy into a relationship, right? Because that these relationships help you add value. And who we want to live a fulfilling and dope ass life, bro. We don't got time for this drama. We don't got time for this stress, bro. No, we not doing all that. For me, 2025, we don't got time for the bullshit no more. You feel me? So yeah. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the world, y'all. So yesterday was yesterday was Martin Luther King Day, right? So it's a few things I want to talk about regarding Dr. King. I know it was the inauguration, but we'll get to that a little later. Feel me? But anyway, so the one of the things about Dr. King is that Dr. King was one of the most famous people in the 20th century because of his nonviolent way of approaching civil rights and yada yada yada, right? But I think a lot of his history is not well known. It's not well researched. It's not well studied. One of the biggest things that people don't understand about Dr. King is that Dr. King was trying to embarrass or show the hypocrisy of America. You understand what I'm saying? He was trying to show people that America says X, but they do Y. He was calling out their bullshit. Like he was saying, y'all said all men are created equal, but at the same time, like when we get out here and start protesting, look at how y'all treat us. Y'all say dogs on us, hoses on us, right? This idea that Dr. King was this, I guess, this blanketed integrationist, I don't think was always true, right? It's not so much so that he didn't believe in the equality of people, because he did. I mean, I know he did, at least philosophically, right? But he wanted black people to be treated with a certain level of fairness that we wasn't. You feel me? He wasn't about mass integration. I think that's what the civil rights movement was. And because he was the face of it, you feel me? Because, the freedom, like he was only part of what I believe the SL or SCLC, excuse me, right? The Southern Christian Leadership Conference. He was like one of the main heads of that. Beside that, you had SNCC, you had CORE, you had Freedom Riders, you had the sit-in movements, right? All of these were different movements that were a part of the civil rights movement, right? And as an honorable mention, we definitely got to mention the Nation of Islam. You feel me? UNIA from way back from the 20s, but all these were different organizations. But Dr. King became kind of the face of the movement, right? So I'm not going to say that he agreed with everybody, because I don't know if he did, but for the most part, they kind of had similar goals. But the thing with Dr. King is that he didn't want mass integration. He didn't want black people to run directly into white neighborhoods and all of us to become kumbaya. That wasn't the point. He wanted all of the strict marginalization of our people to be to stop. He literally wanted to be able to go into a white hotel if he needed to, if he's driving from Alabama to Mississippi, and be able to stop in the middle of the night, rest, and not be killed for it. You understand? He wanted, black schools to have the same resources as white schools. He wanted black people to not have to live in the tyranny of white judgment and black people being killed without us having the ability to sit on a jury to literally fight against the crimes against humanity that was happening to us, right? It wasn't this thing that he wanted or he loved everybody blanketly without seeing the fucked upness in their character. You understand what I'm saying? He literally wanted to judge people by the content of their character. I don't think that Dr. King thought that all white people were all good and all black people were just were deserving of being a part of this society. Like he understood like there was nuances to both. But the thing that I do want to say is that, he was more than what this country and our society has made him out to be. He was more than a man who had a dream. He also was quoted as saying like, "Oh, I know now that this dream has now become a nightmare. I'm integrating my people into a burning house," right? Which a lot that says a lot about in the late '60s when he started to pivot and turn away from this extreme integration idea that he had in the beginning of his movement and things like that, right? So, Dr. King, I think, was a little bit more of a complex leader. And to be real with y'all, like, I know he getting all this love now, but a lot of people hated Dr. King. In his day, bro, like, a lot of people turned against him. Like, a lot of people didn't fuck with him as a person, but, shout out to his wife, Coretta Scott King, who literally helped them make a day after him. You know what I mean? Because y'all, we already know that the FBI had recorded tapes of the man. COINTELPRO was up and down his entire life. They combed through everything that he did, and they wanted to vilify him. J. Edgar Hoover hated the idea of a rise of a black messiah. You feel me? So, Dr. King was one of those people who was on that list, along with Malcolm X, along with Medgar Evers, along with, Fred Hampton and others, and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. It was a good amount of people who was on that COINTELPRO list who were surveillanced by the government. You feel me? So Dr. King was in his day an enemy of the state. You feel me? But ultimately he was a dope ass leader, right? I mean, what he did and how he stood and what he was clever at the most, fam, that I don't think a lot of people understand, right? Is not only was he a dope leader, but he understood the concept of how media worked and how to get he understood how to kind of go viral consistently to keep the focus on the problem as opposed to just bullshitting and having a whole bunch of scandals. Like he knew how to finesse the media long enough to get enough cameras there, to get enough people there, to make people pay attention to what was going on. You feel me? So yeah, so shout out to Dr. King. Happy birthday, Dr. King. You feel me? You gotta always in Black culture, you gotta always honor the ancestors. Stop playing. All right. Before we close out, go ahead and subscribe if I added some value today. Go ahead and follow if you're an audio listener. I added some value today. You feel me? Last item on the agenda, right? Is I kind of want to talk about a little bit of what our new president Trump is doing. Right. I know he wrote out a whole bunch of policies. You know what I'm saying? The unbanning of TikTok and how that's going to last 75 days. But one of the bigger things that I want to highlight before we get off today is his new agenda on about parenting, right? As far as I know, right? As far as I know, one of his new agendas on parenting is about the person who's paying child support is the only one who can file taxes for that child. Right. So if if dad is paying child support for, you feel me, little Travis, let's say, you feel me, or Darius. Dad's paying child support for Darius. He's the only person who could file taxes for Darius. Like I at first, like using my man mind, I'm like, I ain't gonna hold you. This a little, it's a jab at women, yada yada yada. And even for me, I was like, damn, you know what's okay, all right. Like in the back of my mind, I'm like, City Boys up. But then I actually sat back and thought about it. Like, we got to be very, 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 very careful because one of the slickest tactics about white racism, white supremacy is that it always seeks to destroy Black cooperation, Black familyhood. You feel me? What does that mean? If I know that me and you already have a problem with the way child support is being done in this country, all I need to do is make things more complicated between both parents, which creates some further what? Division. So at first I was like, oh yeah, this might be, oh, okay, cool. But then I had to think about it. I said, nah, bro, this is a divisive tactic. Like this is a finesse. You feel me? I do believe that some of the child support laws in this country are unfair. If a man need to be put on child support, put him on it. If a woman need to be put on child support, put it on it. You feel me? Whatever. I'm not mad at that. But the way this is happening is to me gonna be a little diabolical for the community, man. What y'all think? Black folk, tap in with me. What do y'all really think? Do y'all think that this is gonna be something that's good, or do y'all think this is gonna be something that's bad for the community? Because I feel like we as a people gotta be mindful of tactics like this. It might seem like you can't uplift one side of the community and think that's good. That creates division. You feel me? We already seeing it now with a lot of things that's going on in our community where you try to raise up one side and then if you don't raise up the whole, in truth, everybody suffer. So y'all drop in the comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think the person who pays child support should be the only one to file taxes or claim that child on their tax return? What y'all think? Y'all let me know. Drop a comment. Feel me? This has been Relationship Wise. You subscribe if you haven't. Follow if you haven't.